Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, February 20. Government will be spending an estimated $11 billion on several projects to better equip and accommodate members of the security forces in the 2018-19 fiscal year. The funds are set aside in the Ministry of National Security's Capital A budgetary allocation and will be drawn from the Consolidated Fund. It includes $2.5 billion to purchase motor vehicles and bikes for the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Jamaica Defense Force, and the Department of Correctional Services. Another $3.8 billion will go towards the payment of 2 surveillance aircraft for the JDF. In the area of technology, $2.5 billion will be used to strengthen the JDF and JCF's cybersecurity capabilities, as well as to install CCTVs and upgrade radio networks. All 3 arms of the security and correctional forces will benefit from a combined $2.2 billion of infrastructure development works. These expenditures supplement the more than $66 billion allocated for recurrent expenses and $1.4 billion in support from multilateral and bilateral partners for the financial year, which begins on April 1. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education is using a significant portion of its 2018-2019 budget on projects to increase the number of classrooms across infant and secondary schools. Under the Rationalization of Infant Department project, $30 million will be spent to renovate infant schools and create infant departments in 9 primary schools. To address concerns of overcrowding and phase out the shift system, 5 schools will be expanded, while work will continue on prior projects at 6 schools to construct additional classrooms. In addition, ramps are to be constructed at 25 high schools to allow access for disabled persons. In other news, the Ministry of Education is assisting the police in conducting a psychological assessment of a 17-year-old student of Woolmer's Boys School who was taken in for questioning yesterday in relation to alleged threats of violence and murder. Detectives from the JCF's Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch, led by Assistant Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey, questioned the student along with his parents in the wake of a threatening voice note he reportedly sent to a teacher. Other students were also questioned. It's reported that the student has indicated he would have attempted suicide twice before, and one relative interviewed said he was found reading a book that has the numbers 666 on the cover, and so it was destroyed. As a result of the preliminary discussions held among ministry officials and school administrators, a follow-up meeting was scheduled for today to include the chairman of the school board. That meeting was called to address the general safety and security of the school, risks, threats, and areas that may need strengthening. The Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries will be embarking on an aggressive legislative agenda this year to strengthen work being carried out in the various productive sectors.
To support its strategic priorities to ensure food security, sustainable use of agricultural land and fisheries resources, and facilitate an enabling local business environment.
Among the legislation being fast-tracked is the Fisheries Bill, which is expected to allow for better management of this industry. Legislation is also being pursued to facilitate the importation, distribution and storage of animals and animal products and byproducts with regard to disease and safety. To support industry and commerce, Parliament is to debate a bill to provide regulation for insolvent financial institutions, ensure the protection of local brands, and to transform the scrap metal regulation to an act for better enforcement, including the restriction of brass for export. The Governor-General made this announcement as he outlined the government's policy agenda in the 2018-2019 throne speech during last Thursday's ceremonial opening of Parliament. The Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica (PCJ) is reporting that a geological study recently conducted has revealed further encouraging signs for possible petroleum potential on and offshore Jamaica. The study was done by the PCJ and integrated geoscience company CGG Robertson UK over an 18-month period. It revealed 2 independent live oil seeps in different sections of Jamaica's oil blocks. Detailed analysis confirmed active working petroleum systems that are generating and expelling liquid hydrocarbons to the surface. The full details of the study are outlined in an extensive hydrocarbon potential report available for purchase from CGG. Known in the oil and gas industry as a Red Book, the recently completed report should serve as a go-to document for explorers evaluating frontier countries like Jamaica for exploration acreage. Group General Manager of the PCJ, Winston Watson, says the scientific indicators should bolster the corporation's ongoing drive to interest explorers in Jamaica's open oil blocks. It's anticipated that the CGG Red Book will attract interest from potential explorers as its release comes just ahead of the commencement of the first ever 3D seismic surveys in Jamaica's offshore. And finally, as the operation to suppress crime in St. James continues, the parish's capital is getting more positive attention. The I Love MoBay Foundation, which was launched recently, has been mobilizing teams to encourage residents to engender a culture of civic pride. Founder of the initiative, Douglas Gordon, says the goal is for citizens to have a greater desire to see to the welfare of their communities.
What I wanted to do and what I hope I Love MoBay Foundation will do and this initiative will do is first and foremost give people a sense of belonging and give people a sense of opportunity and give people a sense of hope.
Citizens are being encouraged to join the non-profit initiative by using hashtag #ILoveMoBay on social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.